Hello everybody. I just want to introduce you to my good friend Brad MacMillan. And Brad and I are going to chat a little bit about keto and CrossFit and those people that are doing a lot of intense exercise. So I'll let you get started, Brad. So Brad, if you can just kind of tell us a little bit about your transition when you were a CrossFitter and then you started keto. What happened?
Okay, well, for me, I'll explain that. I'll give you what not to do. And this is what I first did. I essentially just did straight keto without trying to replenish my body with electrolytes and BCAAs and fat. So I didn't research enough of the exact keto way. But if you follow the real keto way and then you adjust into the CrossFit, your CrossFit WODs, you will fly. It'll just be a matter of getting used to the process of getting electrolytes back into your body before, during, and after your workouts. That's probably the biggest thing. The salt, it's the same thing. And I didn't do that at the beginning, so I kind of really suffered when I shouldn't have.
So Brad, one of the questions I have is when people transition, we know that the sodium is a big thing, and I tell everyone that they need to have their salt.
Yep.
So what day, do you think people need to take a break at all from CrossFit, or can they merge right in as long as they're getting their 2 teaspoons of salt a day?
They can merge right in. I would not think that you need to take any extra time off or anything like that there. You may experience just a slight decrease in performance right off the bat, maybe within the first couple of weeks. But if you're supplementing with your salt intake and your BCAAs and your electrolytes, and I thought that MCT oil really helped me as well, kind of give you a little burst of energy. If you supplement with that, ZMA as well, your adaptation phase of the decrease in performance a little will be very minimal, and you'll see that you'll be flying. You will just kick yourself in the butt that you took so long to get into keto. That's no doubt about it.
So the other question I have, so when they transition, so I talk about salt as in sodium, but I know electrolytes are important because we need potassium, we need lots of other things as well.
Yep.
So what do you recommend as kind of what's your go-to? Because that's what people want to know.
The go-to for
your
me
electrolytes.
is electrolytes is just, if you can get a sugar-free BCAA complex. So there's lots out there, and of course we sell them here at the gym. There's many ones out there, Cross Fuel. You just look at the ingredient list, and if it's sugar-free, natural BCAAs, that's a huge thing. And within those BCAA mixtures, there's a bunch of electrolytes right in them, and it's like an all-in-one complex type of thing. And they're fairly economical. I think they cost anywhere between $45 and $60, and they'll last you 3 or 4 months. I would just it's just an easy way of doing that. That way you don't have to mix anything up. It's just that straight complex. So the BCAA electrolyte complex. There's lots out there, but I would recommend probably the Nutribolic one or CrossFit. That's the ones we used.
And what time, Brad, when do people start to do this before they're going to start their workout? Half an hour, an hour?
Yeah, I would say half an hour to an hour is plenty. And you could also have a drink and have that throughout the workout if you want to. I prefer just to put it in a little shot and drink it like that about a half an hour before. It's good for me. And what I do is I put that in there, and then I also drink my MCT oil. I kind of gulp it down. That's what works for me, and that's it. That's all I need. And I can work out, early in the morning, late in the afternoon. It really makes a difference, and I'm ready to go.
Okay.
Yep.
And Brad, why do people need BCAAs? And can people that aren't even keto, can they get benefit from them, do you think?
Oh yeah, well BCAAs is just broken down.
If they're not CrossFit,
yeah, certainly, yeah. I mean that's the building blocks of protein, right? So it's really it's required to maintain muscle, increase muscle, and all. There's a whole bunch of good things beyond anybody the keto. But with especially with the keto, is that what you'll notice is that you're decreasing your protein a little bit, but keto is like protein sparing, so you don't need a whole lot of protein overall, but the BCAA complex within that little mix I was just talking about, that'll just cover all your bases. So you're really not depriving yourself of anything. And I know a common kind of thread you'll see on Facebook and other places keto will decrease your strength and all that kind of jazz. That is not the truth at all. I've increased in absolutely everything, strength-wise, endurance-wise, strength, endurance, the whole 9 yards. It has been a great success for me, so the keto way.
Okay. And what about breakfast, Brad? For people that are working out in the morning, I know that you can go now a long time before you eat. But when you transitioned, would you do a bulletproof coffee? What was kind of your order of getting started?
Yeah, that's it. Like a bulletproof coffee is a pretty famous thing, right? So you know, we all know that is basically just black coffee and some MCT oil, grass-fed or some butter in it. You know, that's about it. You can do that. That kind of gives you a little bit of kick with the caffeine. But overall, once you're fat adapted, you don't even need that. You can really just get up and work out. But if you like coffee and caffeine, that's the way to go. And generally, I have my own little mixture. If anybody knows me, I have my little brain candy, which is essentially my own version of the bulletproof coffee. And I have that around 5, I would say quarter after 5, and I work out around 7 o'clock. Normally, if I could work out at 5:30, I would, but that's when I have my class. But I just take that in the morning at around quarter after 5 when I get to the gym. So I would recommend that bulletproof coffee, you know, probably half an hour, 45 minutes before you work out, and then you're all set. And you're just going to tap into all your fat stores and just rock and roll.
And tell me, Brad, about brain candy. He did give me this to try once, and it is quite the punch.
Well, brain candy, I've been using that for years. It's just a B6, B12 complex with lots of that, and it's got caffeine in it, right? So it's a supplement that I get from the United States. It's not, you know, I love it. It's a brain stimulant essentially, you know, but it works very much like a black coffee would. It's just like that, but it has a little more B12s and B6s in it. So it's just, you know, it's what I like. Yeah. It's my coffee.
And so, Brad, what do you think? So when they're going through this, they'll start to notice the change in their performance in how many weeks?
Oh, I would say really, you know, from 3 weeks on, you should start really seeing some significant improvement. In that, what you'll notice is that, you know, usually in a WOD you'll be dying at 6 minutes. You won't be dying at 6 minutes. You'll go right through. You'll be able to sustain a pace for a longer periods of time. It's really pretty freaky, actually. What you'll notice, and you'll just see, like within a normal WOD, if you had a benchmark WOD that you did 5 rounds in 15 minutes, you get on this, you'll probably do 6 or 7 rounds. It's that significant. It really is. And I would say that after the 3 or 4 week mark, once your body's kind of get acclimated, you'll probably start seeing the great benefits of the keto way. And that was it for me. It took me maybe a little bit longer, only because I wasn't quite bang on with the electrolytes right away. But if you have that going, you'll see pretty quickly the benefits of it.
Well, perfect, folks. Thanks so much, Brad. It's been great to have you, and I hope that gives you lots of helpful information as you get started. And go CrossFit.
Right on.